Hey, how y'all doing today? I just got off the phone with the Social Security of the state of Michigan. Social Security named Trinidad. I think that's her name. And she gave great customer service. Her voice was a little timid. She did good. And we're going to message the president and message these things about great customer service and great this understanding and not hanging up in the face or not turning and laughing. And so we are going to do this in the exactly way. So Michigan, the state of Michigan senator, I hope you just noticed. I told her what I was going to do, and I'm doing it. Thank you for having a great voice. Thank you for, it was a little tense, but she still carried that off with a great normal behavior. And I'm like, you got to give it up to her. And it's something that we can work on together. And it's something that we can all work on, how to treat each other. And that's the thing. And we can work on how to just listen to each other more and not hang up and tell us that you can't help us and laugh and tunt and do these things. And the understanding of these things, it can be the great conversation. Great conversation. You know what I'm trying to say. The great conversation of it. And I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to know the great things that comes with it. We're going to message the Supreme Court about this communication and this. And then I'm going to file a civil rights on the White House. This is understanding when people are the state of Michigan, thank you, Social Security. Thank you for not hanging up in people's face. Thank you for listening. And that's great. And that's how we are going to work on things. Not just going into a website about taking names. And some call centers don't give us their names. They will hang up without even us, we can't give you none of that, and hang up on us. So the definition of those things to address and what we need to address and how, because they can't do it. Capitol Hill not willing to do it. All of these senators willing to complain about it and do and everything. You know, the state of Michigan.
Flights from Dallas to Michigan leaving February 8th and coming back February 12th start at $118. You can choose a destination on your screen.
Cause this got out of control. So we're gonna file a civil rights. This is gonna be a good review. It's not gonna be a intensity review here. This is about a good review that I'm giving the state of Michigan. This is about a great review. She handled it this right. And I'm telling Joe Biden she handled it this right, and we're gonna take care of this right now. And she handled it this right, and you gotta be state of Michigan. She handled that real right, and she handled it real right, and I think that's what we need to understand and how people need to be treated and talked to. Listen, not hung up in the face. And I just think that's way more important than doing any of those things and those concept of it. Greatness to understand it. Right? Greatness. Shout out to the state of Michigan. I don't know. I think she did a pretty good job. And I think some Walmart and I think some of the other workers need to learn how to just deal with certain things and listen and stop hanging up in people's face. And I just think that's most the conversation that we have here. I'm not scared to take risks. I'm not scared to do none of these things. And those are the concept of the matter around this one. I said what I was going to do. And I told you what I was going to do, and I'm doing it. And we're going to let the FBI know about this great customer service review that I give the state of Michigan and how they and how they did things. I want to let them know, instead of turning and laughing, hanging up in people's face, you listen. And we should ask for the names. And not just about going on Social Security, ask for the name. Now, we doing this a different way now. We doing this a different way. And how everybody getting treated and everybody, because it seems like Capitol Hill don't have the balls to do it. So everybody keep the good work up. State of Michigan. I like it. Keep the good. I like how she did it. I like it how she did it and how she handled herself and how she did it. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. And I told her what I was gonna do, and I did it. I told her what I was gonna do, and I'm my word, and I did it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for not hanging up. Listening to the customer and not hanging up and not being aggressive with the person is the most important thing when it comes to customers. When I was on working for Walmart, I feel my customer spirit. I know when my customer having a bad day. It's the same thing if I work at an airline and I'm selling tickets. I'm going to know when my customer's having a bad day. Their spirit is going to know, and I'm going to know how to change my attitude. And I'm going to know how to best serve that customer. Because if I come to work with an attitude, how would that happen? If I come to work with an attitude. So I have to watch my tone and how I do. Because I'm feeling my customer spirit. When I worked in a deli, I'm feeling it. So I have to watch my attitude and watch how I address my customers. Because I see their facial expression. I see their body language. And that's the most important thing when it comes to us just dealing with customers when I worked in Walmart. That is the most important thing in that format. So I need y'all to understand these things. Understand your customers' spiritual side. Understand the voice. Understand how can you help them instead of arguing with them. A customer's always going to be right. You can't argue with somebody. And if I was a CEO of a McDonald's, I would not argue with my customers. I would say my customer is right. You call that food, you get that right. I will check those employees. You know, and most CEOs, they don't be at their store a lot to see when things are going on. And that's the main problem when things are just taking effect and where things are going. State of Michigan. Keep the good work up and do what you need to do. And I'm so proud of them and how this just turned out and how things are. The State of Michigan Senator Channel.
The State of Michigan Senator Channel.
I hope they watch and I hope they just, guys, we got to give it up to the State of Michigan. We got to give it up to them. I don't know where you at. Thank you for listening. Thank you for not hanging up. Thank you for not laughing and tunning. And thank you for not doing the things. Thank you for that.